Hey, hello, sports fans. This is the scoreboard guy. Welcome you to the Missouri Sports Network here on this very nice, hopefully long to be sunshine, but we're probably going to be rain later on today here on the Scoreboard Guy Network, powered by the Missouri Sports Network and presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and Played Again Sports. And we welcome to the show right now the Willard Tigers head baseball coach and maybe the senior member of the COC, if I'm not mistaken. I look back at, Kirk Harriman is gone now at Joplin, and Essick at Ozark. Nix is new, Branson new. Would that make you the senior coach in the conference?
It very well may. I hadn't thought of it that way because I feel like I'm still pretty young, but
yeah,
our conference is pretty good, and we get some of the best coaches. So that'd be that. I hadn't thought of it, but now that you mentioned it, I think I might be.
Yes, indeed. Willard Tigers 24-10 coming off the district championship, 3-game sweep in districts. We allowed just the 3 or 6 runs, shut out of Hillcrest, and then giving up 3 in each of the next 2. Coach McGee, talk a little bit about that district run and getting through it, and a tough round 1 game with a Hillcrest team that had struggled.
They had, the one thing that Coach Schafitzel has done that I really respect is he knew they would be down a little bit this year. But he continued to schedule a really tough schedule. I mean, they played a tougher schedule than some of the better schools in our area, and so I think they were pretty prepared for that game. And we did not play well. Thankfully, Evan Gaunt threw outstanding, and we were able to pull out a 2-0 win. But it was, I wouldn't say it was a wake up call. Our seniors have done such a good job of leading us, but what it did is it got our kids below the senior class to really get locked in and say, hey, this is postseason baseball. We have to approach the game a little bit differently if we want to go far, we want to win. And so that night after the game, we kind of had a little bit of discussion and some things got a lot better.
As you look just at your overall season, was there a point during the season where you felt like, I mean, at some points during the season, you're ranked number 1 in the state, and a lot of that's coming off a reputation after being nationally ranked, a year ago. Then you go out, you have that Willard leadoff tournament. And the last time he played Glendale, 34 runs scored, in that game. As I'm watching that, I was like, what in the world's going on? But was there a point in the season where you kind of felt like, hey, we've got an opportunity here to make it run? And it may have been last summer.
Yeah, well, last summer we weren't too good. We kind of started off this year. Opening weekend for us, Dalen Stewart was just dominant. Throws a no-hitter. Goes 8 innings against Columbia Hickman, and we beat him 1-0 in extras. That kind of showed who he was going to be for us this year, and he has continued to be that way. As far as our team, we went down to Webb City. The day the state rankings came out, we were ranked number 1. They were ranked number 2. They were throwing Gaiman, we were throwing Stewart, and in the first inning, Stewart struggled a bit with his command. We got down 2-0, and you just kind of felt like, okay, how are we going to respond to this? And to hold on and come back and win that game, it just kind of showed what kind of maybe character our guys had. And, we have kind of ridden that wave. We haven't always played great this year, but what we've done is we've always been able to battle back. If we fall behind in a game, we lose a game, just our resiliency throughout the course of this season has been really something to behold.
Coach, over the past few years, you feel like maybe the power is shifting from out of that St. Louis area where you've had the CBCs, the Viannis, and that have really kind of dominated, Westminster Christian with all the former Cardinals that have been there, kind of maybe shifting a little bit to the West with the success that you guys have had, that Logan Rogersville has always been really good here in the last few years. Nixa, Glendale has really been good. I mean, you guys have won 7 out of your last 9 district titles, but can you kind of feel that momentum shifting a little bit as far as the power?
I definitely think that it's changing. In 2012, we went up to the Final Four and played CBC, and they were significantly better than us. Last 2 years ago, we go up to the Final Four, and hey, we were as good as anybody up there. We didn't win it. We got 3rd, but we were talent-wise, we were right there even with them. And I think throughout our state, there's getting a little more parity. St. Louis has a pretty big advantage. There's only maybe 15 schools up there that care about baseball, and there's a whole bunch of kids, and so that kind of concentrates the talent at those few schools. But I do think our state's improving. Unfortunately, we can't say we're equal until we win one. We've got to have somebody that's going to win a state title at these large class levels. And so right now it's Republic in Class 6 and us and Glendale in Class 5. And until one of us wins it, it's tough to say that we have caught them. But I definitely think we're gaining.
As you look at this game coming up with Glendale, what are some things that you're going to have to do right? I mean, the last contest between you two, kind of an outlier, 34 runs scored in that game. That's not going to happen. But what are some things that you're going to have to do well?
Well, and that was a game I think that probably both teams, I bet we threw a combined 10 pitchers, and I have a feeling none of those 10 guys will throw this Saturday. Coach Julian has done a really good job, both at Forsyth and now at Glendale. And they're real fundamentally sound. We were in this game 2 years ago in quarterfinals at Glendale. It was a heck of a ball game. I expect it to be the same way. Get to the postseason, a hot pitcher you can ride, and that's what Glendale has done. And Isaac Wells has thrown the ball extremely well. We have not gotten to face him yet. We've actually beat Glendale twice this year, but he has not pitched any innings against us. And then Dalen Stewart, who's our dude, has not thrown any against them. So it's going to be good. We've got to be able to get runs on the board. It's really tough in high school baseball to pitch shutouts. And so we've got to be able to score some runs this Saturday. And I'm confident that our guys who have really grown up in the last couple of weeks will be able to do so.
As you look at your lineup right now, I mean, not only just the top 9, but, the guys that you're going to use in this game, are you relatively healthy going into this contest?
Relatively healthy. We've got a few small injuries. Actually, it may keep a guy or two from being able to play Saturday. All of our main guys are healthy. We have really relied on a lot of different guys. I don't know if you saw in the district championship, we started 4 sophomores. We started a freshman. We played 2 other freshmen. We may start another sophomore this week. We have used a lot of guys. We pinch hit a lot. We do pinch running. We have some defensive replacements. So we use a pretty deep roster on game day. And out of those 16 guys who play quite a bit, we do have a couple that are banged up. They may not be able to go. They have not practiced so far this week. We've got 2 guys who have not practiced this week. I'm hoping they can get on the field a little bit today. But there's a chance that we may have some small nagging injuries. But, Dalen's healthy, and Holtgren and Merriman and Hampton and Billier. So our main dudes are ready to go. And so we're excited about it.
As you look back at obviously what happened last year with the whole pandemic thing, have you found a lot of those guys that graduated that weren't able to experience this? Have they kind of stuck around the program and kind of rooted kids on and encouraged them, just say, hey, don't blow this. You're getting an advantage here, or an opportunity.
I think more than maybe rooting our kids on, they've rooted our coaches on. I'm getting so many texts from players from last year and over the last 10 years, players that have just really reached out and congratulated us. And our baseball community out here is really strong. If those of you listening to this on Saturday morning, you probably better already be in the parking lot, because by the time this is being aired, we've got quite a crowd, I'm going to guarantee you. So, a lot of our former players have reached out and been very supportive. And, our players have been able to kind of say, hey, we did something for the program. And at some point, we're going to win a state title at this school. It's going to be because of everybody that's come before that has helped elevate this program. And they've done a really good job of communicating that throughout our program.
If you can point at one stat on Saturday that you're going to have to win, whether it's bases on balls, errors, hitting with 2 outs or running in scoring position, or maybe it's all of it.
Yeah, it's probably everything, but I think free bases. Will we be able to get on base by walks, hit batters, and errors? Will we be able to limit Glendale in those areas? You look at both teams, the games we both have won this year, including the 2 we beat them in. The team that wins the free base war is the team that wins. And so, Dalen is so tough to hit. If he's in the zone, it's going to be really tough for them to score. Wells has been in the zone a ton. If we can find a way to get his pitch count up, draw a walk, get a hit by pitch, I think that's going to be the key to this game, because I think we're 2 really evenly matched teams.
And first pitch Saturday is what time?
1 o'clock. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and I think it'll be the most well-attended high school baseball game there's been in quite some time. In our district championship, we had 521 paying customers, and that was against Marshfield. Us and Glendale have played some big postseason games, just 2 years ago. I have a feeling it's going to be a huge crowd, and our guys are really excited. I'm excited for them to get to this level of experience.
You bet. Well, Coach McGee, as always enjoy visiting with you, and hope we get to visit here and make our way. And we didn't get to talk about the NBA or the Cubs or anything, but
another time.
All right.
We got more important things going on right now, right?
Hey, you bet. Coach, thank you so much for your time. We'll be visiting here with Coach Julian later on in the show, but we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.